Okay guys, basically the point of this is to build an audience and then also build some inbound lead flow. It's just going to be so much easier to just get inbound instead of having to consistently worry about outbound. Or you don't have to ever remove it, but you can basically at least balance the two, so your whole acquisition system isn't based off of just outbound messaging or outbound prospecting. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. So that's the point of this kind of, and also to build an audience. I think that's a little bit more important for me. The biggest thing with SMMA guys is it's not something you build overnight. It's not something you build in a month, although there are people like that. Because with SMMA, so the thing is, there's people who do it within a month. There's either brilliant, right? They're geniuses, or they learn fast and they make the right decisions fast. It's easy to get demotivated, but the most important part of this is SMMA is a business and you have to look at it as one. And the thing with business is you're learning, you're constantly learning. So even if you're failing, if you're maybe you're not generating the results are basically said to be like money, basically. So maybe you're not generating money with SMMA. Yes, money is like a very strong indicator of your success. That's what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, there's so much more than money with SMMA and just any other business. I think the most important for me with SMMA is just the fact that how much I'm learning every single day from my experiences, especially once I started treating SMMA as a business and not as a hustle. I started kind of, my perspective on how, and my goals for the whole business model, they changed. They changed from like the hustler goals of like 10K per month, to something greater. You know, I want to hit 50K per month. I want to go higher. What I'm trying to get at here is that money isn't the only indicator. The other indicators are like knowledge. The amount of knowledge and experience I'm gaining every single day is insane. You're getting data sets here every single day. If you're actually putting in the work and you're failing, that's like the thing. You have to treat failure as data. Like the more you fail, the more data you have on what you should do, what you shouldn't do. You can really learn from your mistakes. And at a point, you learn from so many mistakes and from so much failure that you just start succeeding because you know what you shouldn't do, you know what you should do. So yeah, there's just been so much failure for me. It's insane. But you know, a lot of it's also for me just not listening to advice sometimes and just being cocky and thinking I should do it my way instead of listening to someone else who's more experienced. But yeah, I mean, the most important thing from all of this failure is just data. And I think that's the most valuable part of this business. It's not even the money, it's just the amount of sort of business knowledge that you get and the amount of data that you get, the amount of experience you get, how to work with people, how to treat your employees, how to recruit, how to build better systems, how to hire better people, how to motivate people. There's just, it's a plethora of things that you learn and you gain. And it's so much more important than any sort of, you know, money or anything like that. Because again, you're going to fail to a point. There's a point that you're going to fail to. It could take me 10 years, for example, right? In a very bad case scenario, you know, 10, 20 years to build a very successful business. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And I don't think it will, but even if it takes you that, imagine how much experience you gain in that 10 year. Once you actually succeed, imagine how strong your success is going to be, because you know what it takes, you know how to mitigate failure because you failed so much that you know how to mitigate failure, so you're not going to be failing anymore. And that's really the main thing with this business model, just learning from your mistakes, learning from constant failure. There's just constant failure with this, unless you're a genius and again you scale your SMMA to 10 20K per month within a month, which happens as well. But yeah, I mean, I just really appreciate the amount of failing that comes with this business model. The amount of mistakes you have to learn from is incredible, because the amount of experience you gain, I think it's more important than any sort of money or monetary value that you can gain from this business, because that experience is just invaluable. So I just wanted to add on to what I said previously in regards to everything coming together and all the failures coming together until you have a win, a W, right? So it's kind of like putting a puzzle piece together. So if you remember yourself back when you were a kid, maybe you can imagine Legos, puzzles. Maybe you can imagine if you were ever doing some sort of physical labor, not in terms of like work or anything, but just any physical labor really, where you needed to do something, maybe like a bolt was stuck into something, you were trying to unscrew a bolt. There's just multiple visuals for this. The easiest one is really just a puzzle. So puzzles, I mean, if it's a big puzzle, it usually takes a few days if you ever put any puzzles together. And the last thing, basically, you put all the easy pieces, they come together, you form some sort of frame. So you have a frame now, but the puzzle is incomplete until you have that last piece or the last few pieces that really put it together. So this with an agency, with an SMMA, what you're really doing is you're just collecting puzzle pieces and you're putting them into one big picture. And once that picture is complete, that's when things start going well. And things can be going well before that. I mean, the picture is almost complete, but you basically need to put in the effort, put in the time until you have all those pieces collected. Now not only do you have the frame, you actually have a picture, and now you have basically an agency. I think that's a decent visual to go by. And that's kind of with an SMMA. It's just the time frames, of putting together a puzzle and building an agency are a little bit different. One is longer, a lot longer, but it's really the same thing. It's just all of these failures. You have to treat them as knowledge. You're gaining these knowledge gaps every time you fail, and all of these knowledge gaps, they're little puzzle pieces that come together and put together a big picture. Basically, a picture of your success with your agency.